Alright, to get started on our kimchi recipe, we're going to first use a napa cabbage, or a cabbage like this that I used instead. We're going to first quarter it, and then we're going to cut it into strips, and then again we're going to cut it into smaller pieces so it can be well used in a jar, and this is the typical size of kimchi. Okay, so now I'm just breaking up the pieces so there's no like clumps, taking out that big core piece in the middle. And now we're adding it to a large bowl with some water. We're also going to be adding in a lot of salt. The exact measurements will be linked down below. And then we're going to give this a good mix. And you let this sit for an hour and a half, mixing every 30 minutes. So this is a pretty easy process. You can go ahead and make your sauce and cut up your veggies in the meantime. So by doing this, we're going to actually quarter 1 white onion. I know that sounds like a lot, but for the sauce, it's really important that we have this much. Okay, so we're also going to add in 5 cloves of garlic and ginger, a small nub of ginger. And we're also going to do a tablespoon of sugar. You can use maple syrup, but I would recommend sugar. And then we're going to do some Korean chili paste. We're going to also do a good amount of this in here, and then now we're going to move on to making a rice flour paste. You can also use regular flour if you can't find rice flour. We're going to do this with some water in a pot, mix it until it forms this texture that you will see right here, and then once it forms this texture, then we can add it into the food processor with the other ingredients, and then we can just blend away. If your food processor or blender is small, you might have to do 2 batches, but that's alright. And then once it's all done, then we can now put it back into the pot while we're draining and rinsing our cabbage. Make sure you get the salt out of the cabbage really well. It's really important that you do so. And then I'm also going ahead and slicing up my green onion and julienning my carrot for the kimchi mix. You can also use other veggies if you want, but these are just the traditional ones in typical kimchi. Okay, so now we can add to the bowl with our drained and rinsed, well-rinsed cabbage, and we're adding in our Korean paste to make the kimchi. Okay, so now give this a really, really good mix. You want the whole bowl to be well incorporated, so when we put it into the jars, everything is well flavored. Okay, so I put it into 2 giant jars. This makes a lot of kimchi, but it's perfect for when you want to make a lot of different recipes that call for it, or you want to give a small or large batch to a friend. This is a really fun, quick recipe. You let it ferment for a day or 2 outside of a fridge, and then once you're done waiting, then you just open it up and it's ready to go. If it's too salty, you can add some vinegar. If it's not salty enough, you can obviously add salt. But here is the final product, and enjoy!